underdog, came in with a reputation as a journeyman. But, you know, in the spirit of the Thrilla in Manila, he gave it his all, out of guts, and he never backed off. What a victory here for Chris Thompson over the favored
exiting out of the ring.
You know, Vidov, he gave it his all.
But he looks a little shell-shocked right now.
But, you know, I really felt that he wasn't prepared, or he wasn't used to the kind of rough housing that Chris Thompson was doing inside that ring. He was pushing his weight on, you know, Vidov. He was bullying him. He was attacking him from the inside, changing and adjusting his tactics by attacking him also from the outside. I thought Thompson had his number. Starting the second round, I thought the first round went the Russians' way. But just the same, very clear, well-deserved victory for Chris Thompson of South Africa. And he gets a nice buzz from, I would expect, his wife.
Kiss, kiss.
He's going home to South Africa with that belt.
3 more fights, including our world title fight.
Ayan daw, narinig yun.
3 more bouts coming up. But before that, let's go back to the highlights of the bout we just witnessed.
And look at Thompson.
So, ayun po, tatlong fights na lang natitira kasama yung main event natin. So, pagkatapos nito, meron pa tayong isang undercard.
You know, seemed a little bit
pangalawa kay Humor Marshall na at saka kay Colmenares, no? Yung main event is between Melvin Jerusalem and Yakol Wakuse.
He's at a high tempo right from the start, Thompson, and he's put in plenty into almost everything that he threw, and that was pretty much the case around the front. There's that right hand just pinged into the body there. Every combination, almost everyone finished with that right to the body. There it is again. And although he never really buckled under it, Vidov, it's landing, and it's causing you to try and drop those elbows.
Pinapakawalang flurry punches yung Chris Thompson.
To think about, and just turning around the front foot there, Thompson too. Just a really, really good performance and
overpowering.
A great effort to be able to keep that kind of work rate up. And Vidov, I think in the first half of the fight would have felt like he'd taken enough out of Thompson and that he might be ready to go in the second half. That's the way I saw it, but it's not what happened.
That was a big punch scored by, Vidov. And I thought that would stem the tide or reverse the tables, but no. Thompson just kept plugging away. Big right hand scored there by Vidov. I thought Vidov's best weapon was that right uppercut. That kept on scoring for him and knocking the head back of Chris Thompson. But I guess not enough coming from the Russian. Just an all-out effort on the part of the South African. Again, that right uppercut. Thompson, I mean, if he wants to get ahead in his boxing career, he needs to defend
round by round
against that right uppercut.
Round
Someone
after
with
round.
more power is going to knock his head off with that uppercut. 7th round, and we all expected Thompson to tire out, but he was in there, still fighting with tremendous intensity and energy, clubbing away, and causing Vidov to lose his balance every time Thompson would hit him with a big shot.
And there are those pockets of flurries of shots that Thompson has done all throughout all 8 rounds.
That big left hand coming from Thompson, that was like the icing in the cake. But there he is, the victory yell coming from the Wolf, Chris Thompson.
Coming up next,
next match natin,
James Martin against Araneta.
Pagkatapos ng match na to, kay Humor Marshall na, kay Colmenares. Then yung pinaka-main event natin, with Melvin Jerusalem versus Yakol Wakuse. So stay tuned in, magbabalik po tayo. And place your bet, pakiclick lang yung card, golden card icon natin. And sa mabilisan pag-follow sa FB page, FB group, Viber channel po natin, scan lang yung QR code. Maraming salamat. I-follow rin po That's Friendly and we'll be right back.
Champion of the world, Muhammad Ali, is on his way into the ring now. And here's Joe Frazier coming into the ring. That was the biggest round of the fight for anybody. Frazier.
That's a knockdown. That's a knockdown. It was an Italian knockdown the first round.
And still, WBC champion, Jerusalem. Over.
at the smart Araneta Coliseum. Our next contest is scheduled for 10 rounds, and it's in the super bantamweight division. Judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system at ringside. Noel Haduka, Virgilio Garcia, Gregorio Ortega. And when the bell rings, your third man in the ring, referee Eduardo Nobleza. And now let's meet the fighters. Firstly, fighting out of the blue corner to my right. He weighed in at 124.8 pounds. Fight record, 21 wins, 4 losses, 18 wins by knockout. He hails from the Kingdom of Thailand. Please welcome Araneta. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner to my left tonight, wearing the red trunks. He weighed in at 124.6 pounds. Fight record, 26 wins, no defeats, 20 wins coming by knockout. He is the pride of Ifugao, Philippines. Here is the Wonder Boy, Carl James Martin. Final instructions from our referee.
It's stuck, huh? Using your legs and elbows up to prevent it. If your punch is up, no low blow. If the blow is here, I consider it up. Block, that's
And we're all set for our next fight. It's Wonder Boy up against Tipayen from Thailand.
Martin the Southpaw, Tipayen, the orthodox fighter. 26 years old is Martin, 34 years old is Tipayen. Tipayen has been around. All of his 4 losses came from overseas, outside of Thailand. He's lost in the UK, he's lost twice in Japan, he's lost in Russia. And that fight in Japan was against Inoue. Went 8 rounds with Inoue before succumbing on the TKO. Turned pro in 2019. Carl James Martin actually turned pro even earlier in 2016. But Tipayen, a long history of being a Muay Thai fighter. Last 3 fights of Martin were held abroad, which is the reason why he's gotten a very, very huge sentimental homecoming welcome from his Filipino fans. Last 7 opponents of Martin were all foreigners or non-Filipinos. 2 Mexicans, rather 3 Mexicans, 2 Tanzanians, and 2 Thailanders. This is his blow-by-blow debut, as it is Tipayen's blow-by-blow debut.
That was quite the ring walk. I enjoyed the ring walk. You've got to have confidence to do that. There's a lot of people involved in that. They obviously put some real thought into it too. So, as I said before, really looking forward to seeing what he's got here. I was interested to see he made his US debut back in May, which is a significant step during the career, and he's got a couple of good rankings.
One of 6 world-rated fighters in this card. Martin is ranked number 2 by the WBO and number 8 by the IBF in the super bantamweight division. 20 knockouts in 26 wins. Attacking the body. Spearing Aran with that right jab and following it up with a left straight.
He's going to have to work hard for openings here. The man's not going to give anything away. He's an experienced guy. Hasn't boxed that much opposition recently. Won 9 of his last 10, but a lot of them have been fighters making their debut, so it's hard to know where he's at, kind of motivation-wise. But we'll find out, because You don't take this kind of fight, I don't think, unless you still have some ambition.
Essentially a feeling out round for both those fighters. Start things off, we are scheduled for 10.
Getting instructions from his father, Anel, but also in the corner of Carl Jackson Ortiz. Uwe Fernandez, who is a familiar fixture in the corner of Manny Pacquiao. World Championship fights.
What's the consensus in the Philippines as to who Pacquiao will fight next? We saw him earlier today and I asked him, and it does seem like he does want to fight with Mayweather again. I thought he was unlucky against what you thought about that. I thought the draw was harsh on him.
I thought so too. I thought he deserved to win. The word is Rolly Romero might be his next opponent, although the WBA is mandating a different challenger. But let's see what happens. Here we go with Sting. Looks like he wants to end this early. He's taking the fight straight to Aran.
Well, Aran has proved to be quite the durable fellow.
He's countered.
Round 10 lang pala to.
He's expecting Martin to come charging in, and he's waiting for him. It's almost like he's baiting Martin to come in. Big shot to the side of the body.
Shout out kay Kuya Pao. Shout out.
Martin is fighting Aran straight
Thanks
up.
for watching.
There's very little foot movement on either side.
You're absolutely right about the way the plan is going about this season.
Anong round kayo manakot? Manakot kaya to?
Willing Martin to lead
Mukhang
off and see if he can counter.
may manakot dito.
He's quite keen just to see what he's got. He knows there's a lot of noise around this kid, but he's been hit hard before. He's been in with Naoya.
Meron bang nanood na si pa-shout out sa ano?
So I think he'll
Sa basketball tayo. Meron bang magpa-shout out?
team has got to give him and maybe make things interesting in the second half. I think that's the plan.
I'm interested to find out how Aran can hold up to this body attack coming from Martin. Martin has been throwing those hard shots to the side of the body of Aran. Notice that Aran is not throwing that left jab. He's going straight with that right hand, which is the perfect weapon against a southpaw.
Martin just running up and cut off the jab there a few seconds.
Hold the punch!
An easy thing to do.
Ready! Siko.
Good anticipation by Martin. He's been able to duck those punches coming from Aran. He's anticipating when those punches are coming
Shout
from.
out sa mga tropa kung sinong nanood.
It is US
10
training.
seconds.
Ako.
2 rounds done here at the Big Dome.
Highlight that body shot.
Some of the
breakdown.
action here.
That's the body shot I was talking about. What is that? Is that a liver punch?
I don't think Dipman would have been too happy about that one, to be honest. He's got him around the back, hasn't he? Let's say it as it is. But
But that's the kind of body attack you can expect from Martin. He's going to try to break down this Highlander with that body assault.
Shout out kay kay Brian Matik Kitlong. Kung nanood ka man.
You notice that every time there's some flirting,
Shout out Matik.
he always caps it with not a shot to the
Sa
head,
Brian
but with a shot
Kitlong.
to the body. Catch him
Matik
with
na.
off balance.
It was an interesting exchange that because Dipper was just looking to throw when Martin was throwing at that point. He was looking a bit more aggressive, a bit more ambitious in this third round so far, Dipper.
Big knockdown scored by Aran.
Knockout na si...
Martin by surprise. Martin has gone down here with a
Kumpiyansa.
knockdown. Round number 3.
Nagsambahan.
He just got caught a bit square there, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Square, standing tall, and he had no balance. And it landed into the chest. Down he went, not further at all, but he just got his feet in the wrong place.
That's why he's quickly got back up. But let's see if that prods him to go a little bit more on the offensive.
Sambahan yung ano.
I think
Nautin siya dun eh.
Aran a little bit lightly. Got careless. Got knocked down. Let's see what he can do. If he can rise up from that point of adversity.
Dipper from the start of round 3 was looking to be a bit more
Knockout
expansive,
kapatid.
wasn't he? He was looking to throw where Martin was throwing, thinking that he could make an impact that way, and they had a little bit of a firefight before the knockdown where they both nearly caught each other, and that's a lovely crisp jab though there from Martin, and I think this has maybe lit a bit of a fire under
Round 3. Yes, I think the floodgates just might be open here.
Really call the horn. He's motivated to put in a show. In the very same round where he was knocked down.
Well, it's got to, or else it's going to be a 10-8 round.
But he can't get careless. I think he stays in the power of Aran. Whether he was off balance or not, he went down for an 8 count.
Quickly changing levels. He goes back on top. Nothing about Martin. Now he's got a slugfest.
This is good for Martin. I like the way he's responded here because he's been knocked down, he's in front of his home crowd, he's going to be embarrassed. And that's not a reaction that you want to really your head necessarily, but there's nothing wrong with him getting after his man here and just trying to even the score. He didn't manage to do it with a knockdown, so you're right, he'll lose that round 10-8, but that's given him a bit of fire in his belly there.
He wasn't shaken up. He was knocked down, but he wasn't badly hurt.
The power punch of the round is brought to you by the Philippine Sports Commission.
Didn't have his balance at all then, did he? He was kind of tilting backwards as it was. He was covering up to the body, trying to protect himself, and totally square, weighting his heels.
He wasn't hit solidly. Just lost his balance as he was backtracking. But he'll take it.
And still officially a knockdown here.
Oh yeah. That'll go down towards the 10-8 round for Aran. Let's see what Janis Martin can do here in this round.
That's given Aran also a bit of a lifeline. Now Martin becoming a little bit more aggressive.
Keep it up, keep it up.
That's good work from Martin there, just stepping around the target, landed a couple of body shots, stepped off to the right hand side, just finds a slightly different angle. That's what he needs to do here against the man, just keep it turning, keep it moving. find those different points of attack. It's heated up this though, hasn't it?
Arani showing that he can take the punches of Martin. More body shots coming from Martin. Precision punching coming from Martin. The crowd reacting.
Approaching the 1 minute mark here of round number 4. He's trying to pour it on.
Arani's hurt. Arani
He was hurt
could
by
be on the way
right.
down.
He was hurt by right hand to the body there. You can see him back up into the corner and then drop his elbows. I think he might have recovered now. That right hand just counted into his hip, but I don't think he's quite shaking it off actually. This is a really good spell for Martin.
The crowd is roaring as they sense that Martin is about to score a knockout. Arani's probably sensing that too. Martin is going for the home run. He wants to make up for that knockdown in the previous round. How much more can Aran take? Body assault has been merciless and relentless.
Well, Aran lasted 8 rounds with Inoue.
That's a big round for Martin.
Oh yeah, Aran's legs aren't quite the same as they were before.
We'll be back for more.
Watering flavors and a balance of softness and crunch in our crust. Feel the love in every bite of our pan pizza. Only at Pizza Hut.
Yan, makinig na lang yan. Mayroon pa tayong oras para mag-test. Yan, at para makapag-check in and visit sa loob hotel sa Araneta Coliseum. Yan na, pagkatapos ng match ni Wonder Boy, round 5.
Here we go, round number 5.
I thought round number 4 was a good bounce back round from Carl Janis Martin. And see whether he can ride on that momentum. Shot to the body once more by Carl Janis Martin. But Arani's fighting back. You can hear Sean Gibbons' voice in the background. Bang his body. That's what Sean Gibbons is saying.
And he's absolutely right, because you can see in that previous round that he put a dent in him and just chop away at that trunk. That's the plan here, I think. And again, there he is just turning around the front foot, trying to find those different angles. This will be difficult though, because he is a very experienced fighter, Dipayan. You know, he hasn't boxed much in the way of opposition recently. And then that right hand there, that cheeky little right hand just dug in, and you could see him just give a little bit. That Dipayan.
Puro punches by Wonder Boy.
Aran's delivery a little bit slow.
Body
Carl
punches.
Janis Martin is going in for the kill. Shaking his head. He's probably feeling that Aran's power isn't the same any longer. And that's the reason why he's taking chances as he's moving in.
And he's going in with extreme confidence, not worried whatsoever about these punches. But these punches are low.
The second warning here given by referee Nobleza.
And it just buys Dipayan a little bit of time, doesn't it? I don't know whether he let that one slip deliberately or not, but if he did, that's a seasoned campaigner, isn't it?
Exactly.
because it's getting torrid in there for him, and he just needed to try and find an out. There's that right hand to the body again, and Martin's just got no respect for his power now, and that puts him in a difficult spot.
Martin continuing to put the pressure on Aran. Aran is fighting back, however.
That was a good right hand.
Here comes Martin once more. He's got Aran Dipayan in the corner. He's pouring it on. Dipayan scoring. Martin is continuing to score.
You can see there's just no power behind the punches of Aran.
And Martin knows it. He's feeling that power isn't the same any longer. But he's gaining in confidence and gaining in strength. He wants to finish off this cylinder.
I think he was quite close to going down, actually, about 20 or so seconds ago. Neutral corner right above us. He dipped very low.
That uppercut has been working for Martin. Aran is looking low.
In round
Aran
5.
is saved once more by the bell. How much more can he take?
That's a question we're going to have an answer to in just a little bit.
Hindi lang maganda yung laban. Round 6 na po tayo. Yan, natin yung highlight ng
Exchange of the round brought to you by the International Boxing Association.
Okay, round 6.
And let's see if Martin tries to pick up from where he left off in the previous round.
He was heaving the air in between rounds. Dipayan was keeping a close eye on him. He did every single second of that minute.
Stop! Hold your bones! Step back, Martin, step back!
Martin
Ready, ready, ready.
from a distance to be able to throw his lead shots. He's coming forward and he's finding the range. The target is wide open for him. He's looking to destroy that high guard of Aran Dipayan. The midsection is wide open.
That was a good left hand right into the pit of the stomach there. He comes back with a right hand Dipayan, and he's just about managing to do enough, but he's taking a bit of a beating in there now, to be honest.
Medyo nakaka-counter po si Dipayan. Wala nang
Once again, just trying to tee off here. Still a little bit of fight here from Dipayan.
He's not giving up. He's still taking a lot of punishment, however. Shots in the head coming from Martin. He's got to be consistent with that assault to the body. That's Aran's big spot. Again, a shot to the body.
But again, he throws back that right hand, and this is impressive from Dipayan, because we asked the question at the start of the fight, how much hunger and desire has he got left? He's had a good career, he's had a hard career, and he's shown us through his willingness to take the fight and really dig in here that this is still for him. Because if it wasn't, under these kinds of obstacles, he'd take a seat and stay there.
And he's still fighting back, prodding forward.
Brings down both his arms. Aran Dipayan. And Martin is right there, up obliging in throwing shots in the body.
Seconds.
But Tipayan is still not going down. Remember, only one knockdown has been scored in this fight, and it wasn't by Martin.
That's to the end of round 6.
And Tipayan survives another round.
Round 7 hanggang round 6. Matibay din si Tipayan. Yan po, si Senator Manny Pacquiao.
Senator Manny Pacquiao in the house. This is
Seconds out!
his brainchild.
He's the man who made this happen.
Yep.
Golden University of Thrilla in Manila.
Round 7.
13 fights, 106 scheduled rounds, 6 world-rated fighters,
Hanggang round 10
6 undefeated fighters, 6 countries represented in this crowd outside of the Philippines.
Fight na wonderful.
Martin trying to tee off once again here.
Martin must be wondering in his mind, what's keeping this guy up? What more do I have to do to bring this man down?
Once again going right back to the body.
Got the gas, baby. Get the gas. Step on it. Step on it. Back that body. Get the high guard. There it is. There it is. There it is. There's no rubber knife. There's no rubber cover. Let's go.
Intensity just not quite as high from Martin in this round than it is. To say that, he really opens up. The bounce done a good job in this round. He's come back pretty nicely. He's thrown back when he's needed to, and to head up towards the halfway stage of it. This hasn't been as torrid as previous rounds. I'm interested to see if Martin looks to try and turn the screw in the second half of this round, or whether he's just taking a little bit of a breather here with the final 3 in mind.
Aran sticking out his chin. Martin just staying in front of Tipayan.
Now it makes you wonder about the sting of the punches of Martin. Because it doesn't seem like Aran is a little bit worried about that power anymore.
Another flurry coming in from Martin. Aran fighting back, scoring with the right hand.
And last minute, isa dun si
It seems that Tipayan can take those punches of Martin. He hasn't gone down. He's been staggered.
And outside of round 3, where he scored a knockdown and therefore won the round 10, I think this is his best round actually. Outside of that, won't necessarily be enough to win the round. We'll see if Martin can finish with a bit of a flourish here as he turns orthodox briefly. But he's negotiated this one with 8 rounds to recent rounds.
end of round.
Now the round is done, and Aran is looking fresher than he did a few rounds earlier.
Well, you have to be impressed
Alam na
the way Aran Tipayan has been
Wonderboy.
able to withstand the big punches thrown by James Martin.
Power punch of the round is brought to you by the Philippine Sports Commission.
Right hand scored by Martin. Then look at this big punch scored here by Tipayan. The right hand, a sweeping right hand, connecting and The NBBL Commissioner Kenneth Lorendes, a PBA legend, is also with us here in the building.
Seconds out! He's got 3 more rounds here, Martin. It'll be interesting to see what he does. He will absolutely want the stoppage. He'll want the press in front of a home crowd. But the reality is, they've managed to stop once, and that was fine. In a way, as we've mentioned a couple of times during the course of the fight so far. So it will be a significant marker if he can get this done. It doesn't matter if he doesn't. It'll be 10 good rounds banked.
Ooh, he got tagged there. Talking about Martin.
Well, he slipped. And as soon as he had a slip of a foot, Aran was right there to take advantage.
And he slipped because he threw a very, very expansive uppercut with his lead hand, and it's a dangerous punch to throw because if you don't land it,
And you lose your footing.
you can't get your feet back, basically.
And you leave yourself so vulnerable. He gets tagged once again there by a right from Aran.
As I'm saying, Martin is taking chances. He feels he can take Dipayan's power, so he's staying in front of him, hoping to be able to strike and put Dipayan down.
He just needs to stick to his boxing here. Keep it tight, keep it compact. He doesn't need to do anything crazy. That right hand to the body has been working because the more he goes looking for something spectacular, the more open he's going to leave himself. And the only way this could go wrong is if he walks onto something here and gets knocked out. It doesn't seem very likely, but it can happen. We've all seen it happen.
That time he got clipped by Dipayan once more. Getting a little careless is Martin.
Right now, Aran looks a lot fresher than he did about 10 minutes ago.
And he's in the center of the ring, and he's engaging Martin.
Sean Gibbons at ringside is screaming through the ropes at Martin to get back on the jab and just re-establish some rhythm, and he's completely right because he's looking for big signals, he's looking for big combinations, he's looking to really try and do damage because he does want that stoppage. But he's best off just getting back on that jab, that nice, quick, loose jab, send it out quick, bring it back quick, and just try and not start again exactly, but just set everything off that because he's forcing it.
Really clearly wants a stoppage here in front of the hometown fans.
Remember, Martin has started the fight. That's at the end of the round. He's got 2 more to go. Trying to score a knockout.
Dalawang round pa po. Dahil hindi pa yun.
Tempted to give that last round to Dipayan actually. I think he landed some decent shots. It was still Martin who was mainly coming forward, but landed some decent blows.
Combo of the night brought to you by the International Boxing Association. There was a big uppercut that missed.
That's when he lost his footing. And taking advantage of it was
He swung so hard with that. He started to knock down by his boots, and when he didn't land it, you could see him just jump up in the air, couldn't you, pretty much?
big right hand squad there by Dipayan. You see Boy Fernandez.
Last 2 rounds. Let's see.
Pacquiao's trainer also giving sound advice on his
Seconds out.
This is now round number 9. We never expected it was going to go this far in this fight. My description of Dipayan is this guy's a hardened warrior. This guy's gone through a lot in his journeyman career. Fought around the world, fought in the UK, fought in Russia, fought in Japan. He's actually a good test for Martin.
Ready! Up! Yes, this has been a good fight for him. This has been good matchmaking. Matchmaking on the card actually all the way through has been good because we've had competitive fights. And although Martin was ahead here by a decent margin, it was level through 3 rounds. Remember, because of the knockdown in rounds 3 and the 10-8. But he's been made to work hard here, Martin, and he's been made to pay when he's made mistakes, which is another good thing.
Martin showboating a little bit here.
Well, it seems like he was also striking there when he got hit. Not a solid shot, but still it's going to count as a knockdown.
Referee Nunez calling a knockdown. So now both these fighters have a knockdown each.
Wala, hindi pa na knockdown.
Fighters never like a knockdown given when they feel there's been a loss of balance, but if the loss of balance is your fault and then you get hit and go down, then it's a knockdown, isn't it? I didn't really see if there was some kind of push involved there or not, but down he went and the referee took up the count.
And displaying his superior hand speed.
Final 40 seconds here. Martin clearly wants a knockdown and a knockout. But he's not going to get it here in the ninth.
Well, he's got his knockdown here in this round. But yes, he certainly wants a knockout. The fans are expecting, fans are hoping for it.
We're down to our final round.
Look at Tipayan raising both his arms once more.
We're surely going to see that knockdown on the replay.
Knockout pa yun. Parang na-slide ata yun eh.
All Martin has to do is hold on now and win this fight comfortably on points.
The Thrilla hit of the quarter is brought to you by the smart Araneta Coliseum.
Ay, natamaan.
That looked like a legitimate knockdown to me. We didn't see the feet from that angle. It's possible they could have tangled, they could have trodden on each other's lead foot. Possibly, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Last round.
I was looking for the connection. It wasn't very clear. Knockdown mistake. Both fighters have now scored one knockdown each. And if this fight goes a distance, and it looks like it will, Martin is going to remain undefeated, but he will not be able to score a knockout.
He shouldn't be too upset by that though, because it was always going to be hard. He's only been stopped the one step and then that was by a massive puncher a little while ago now. And he showed us pretty much at the start here that the resolve to box at a good level is still there.
And he's shown throughout his career that he is durable. One minute gone here in the final round.
It looks like Martin is just going to coast to win on points. I don't think he's going for a knockout any longer. He might take a chance.
He gets tagged though.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Aran with a nice shot there.
You get careless, you might get tagged.
Aran
might just have one final flurry here.
Well, Depan looks like he's winning this round. The way he's been scoring his punches. And the way Martin looks like he's coasting. He's not attacking as furiously as he did before. That was a big left.
That stopped Aran in his tracks.
No, that was a big left.
Into the final minute. He's done well in the second half of the fight, though, hasn't he? Because in those middle rounds, he was really under the cosh. But he's maybe nicked a couple of these last 3 rounds or so. So we might end up with a 7-3 scoreline in rounds. And that's a good return for him. That would be a good return for him.
Last 30 seconds. Isang knockout pa, Wonder Boy.
I think it's a credit to Bianca that he's able to stand his ground. And the distance between Marcus Martin. He's scoring. Martin getting the switch. It has gone the distance.
Nice
Martin
fight.
is going to win this fight comfortably on points. But Martin is probably saying, this guy is durable.
It's a good fight for him.
Yeah.
10 good solid rounds, actually. Because he boxed at a really good pace. He wanted to keep the tempo high. Maybe got a little bit frustrated or greedy towards the end and strayed away from the basic tools and looked for big single shots and flashy combinations. He wanted to put on a show for the crowd, and Japan's too good for that. You can't price something like that apart with an approach like that.
That was a solid shot there. Countered round brought to you by the Philippines Sports Commission.
But even with that right hand scored by Martin, I mean, he didn't stagger. He didn't even lose his footing. He took it straight on his face. Gotta give credit to that Islander. He came here to fight. He came here to win. He's gonna lose this fight. And Sean Gibbons, who has been instrumental in Carl Giannis's Martin's rise to stardom. Good experience here for Martin as he tries to make his way up the ladder for a world title shot. He's now ranked number 2 by the WBO in the super bantamweight division.
So hindi natin narinig, in-announce, pero nanalo
It's
na
also
yata.
credit to the Ifugao
The Wonder Boy Martin.
that he's able to carry the colors.
Let's go to Ted at ringside.
Ito na, announce pa lang pala.
Fight fans, before we go to the scorecards, how about a round of applause for 2 warriors giving it their all? We go to the scorecards now. Judge Greg Cortega scores about 98-91. Noel Haduka, 97-92. And Virgilio Garcia, 98-90. All for the winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated. The Wonder Boy, Carl James
Winner by unanimous decision. Congratulations, Carl James Martin. Still undefeated.
Well, as expected, a lopsided score for your winner. Carl James Wonder Boy Martin. It was tough though.
Those are good scorecards there, I think. He got a little bit of return with the judges, Defiant, and of course he won that round with the knockdown, but
Okay.
a couple of judges gave him
Carl James
round
would like to say a
outside of
few
that as well.
words. Now we
Let's
get
hear
the
from
pictures
Martin.
after. Hold on.
Una po sa lahat, gusto ko po magpasalamat sa inyong lahat at mga nandito sumuporta. Gusto kong batiin ng Maraming salamat din po ang promoter, Senator Manny, and ang ating President, Bongbong Marcos. Gusto ko rin po magpasalamat at batiin ng happy birthday ang aming tagapamahalang pangkahalatan, ang kapatid na Eduardo B. Manalo, at ang buong kapatid namin sa Iglesia ni Cristo. Maraming pong salamat sa suporta nyo at sa mga boxing fans. Sa Ifugao, maraming salamat, Cordillera. Hagiyo Ifugao! Solid North! Solid North! Thank you. Thank you so much.
The Wonder Boy.
Let's go to the highlights
Babalik muna.
of
Yun yung
that
highlight
victory
Next
of
match natin.
Ames Wonder Boy Martin.
Now
Next
remember,
match natin,
Dimayan
ayan
once
o,
fought for
Marshall
the
versus
IBF
Colmenares.
Bantamweight Championship. He lost to Inoue, as we mentioned earlier in this coverage.
Hinihintay natin.
So he's been
Saka
around.
pagkatapos
He's
itong main
fought
event.
around the world.
So, tambay lang po. Manood muna kayo ng highlight.
He's lost only 4
And
fights,
we'll
all of
be
them
right
outside his home country. Martin gave everything he had, but in the third round, he was knocked down. More action here from Martin. Defiant just wouldn't go away. In the fifth round, it was all action. Martin continued to connect with body shots.
And this was the point of the fight, wasn't it? It's the mid-rounds where it got really hot for Nipayan. He took a lot of good work here, Martin, going to the body, looking for that uppercut. But he just managed to find a way through it. And then got a little bit of a foothold in the fight. I think maybe Martin did take a bit of a round off. I think it was in round 7, and that just allowed Nipayan not back into the fight exactly, but it allowed him to fill up his own lungs, and then he managed to frustrate him pretty effectively. Whilst landing some decent shots himself for the rest of the fight.
Round number 8, more of the same with Martin. Still looking for that big punch. I thought he got a little bit impatient. And that's when he lost his footing, when he missed with the uppercut. Got himself tagged that time. Aran scoring with a big right hand. And in the 9th round, it was Yapen's Defiant's turn to go down and take a mandatory 8 count. Not a clear connection there. And Defiant was actually telling the referee that. But the knockdown stuck. And that was a big right hand scored there by Martin. And a clear winner by a unanimous decision. Carl James Martin remains undefeated, and his record now goes up to 27-0 with 20 knockouts.
Right around the corner, up next, Yumir Marshall up against Eddie Colmenares.
our co-main event of the evening.
Coming is 8-round middleweight contest, clean straight. Four-time Southeast Asian Games gold medalist Yumir Marshall, Olympic bronze medalist back in 2020 in Tokyo, up against a very dangerous opponent, Eddie Manales, 11 knockouts, 11 wins with 2 losses. Now we see the tail of the tape.
I'm looking forward to seeing Martial. I watched him a lot in the amateurs. I remember commentating on his World Championship final when he lost to Gleb Bakshi, and then what a fight it was in the Olympics against Alexander Kishniak. He's always been good to watch. I've not seen much of him in the pros, so I'm keen to see how it translates. Southpaw stance, of course. Pretty significant reach advantage there for Colmenares. It goes with that height advantage. He's had an interesting career too, because he had a big spell out in the middle of it for about 4 years. Basically looked like he'd retired. But he's had some good wins on the road as well.
Let's go to Ted Lerner inside the ring.
Okay, fight fans, let's bring out our fighters for our next contest here in Manila. Would you please welcome from Venezuela, Eddie Colmenares. From the Philippines, Yumir Marcia.
Tayo ito na next match natin, Marshall versus Colmenares. Bomba tumaya. Medya may pag-asa pa. Naging siya daw huling nakalaman daw. Takumat, no? Kaya tingnan natin. So yun yung nahagilap ko na balita. Tingnan natin.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, from the smart Araneta Coliseum, the action continues here in Metro Manila. The Thrilla in Manila anniversary, and it's all brought to you by Manny Pacquiao's Blow by Blow, the Philippine Sports Commission, and the International Boxing Association, the IBA. This next contest scheduled for 10 rounds, and it's for the WBC International Middleweight Championship. Judges scoring this bout at ringside on a 10-point must system. Junbei Lim, Arnie Nahara, and Gerald Tamaldon. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge, Nobuto Ikihara. Okay, fight fans, let's meet the fighters. Firstly, fighting out of the blue corner. To my right tonight, wearing the white with pink. He went in at 159.6 pounds. Fight record, 11 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. 11 victories by knockout. He hails from Venezuela. Please give a warm Philippine welcome to Eddie Colmenares. And his opponent, one of the most promising boxers in the country today. He weighed in at 158.7 pounds. Fight record, 6 wins, no defeats, 4 wins by knockout. He is the pride of Zamboanga City. Here is Ymir Garcia.
Inaabangan natin isa sa pinaka-inaabangan natin match.
No batting, no holding, no proceed, and no logo. You have a brief fight, it's no hard. Okay? That's a block.
Ito lang pala ng kalaban niya.
Our co-main event, the penultimate fight of the evening.
Before we start this fight, I just want to say happy birthday to Ymir Marshal, who's turning 30 today. He's hoping to celebrate his birthday with a big win. But as I mentioned earlier, Colmenares is a very dangerous opponent. He's won 5 of his last 6 fights. Out of his 11 knockouts, 5 of them came in the first round. And his only 2 losses in his career were decisions, one by majority and one by split. And look at his long arms. Definitely a big advantage in terms of reach. He's got 5.5 inches, an advantage in reach over Ymir Marshal.
I was looking at him in his corner as he was just bouncing on the balls of his feet during the announcements, and he's got some confidence about him. Physically, he's long and lean. He looks more than the 2 inches taller than Martial that the tail of the tape showed us, and as you say, he's got crazy long arms, which is a very useful thing for a fighter. You look at his record, and he's been at welterweight and super welterweight before tonight. He won the Venezuelan title back in August at super welterweight, so this is his first time up at middleweight, which could make a difference. Martial is very much a 160-pounder.
He reminds you a little bit of Fedora with those long arms and the lean body. One thing about Marshal is that back in 2022, he went down 3 times in his fight against Isaiah Hart. He came back to win on a stoppage in the 4th round, but he's vulnerable. He can be hurt. He has gone down. Let's see whether he can take the power of Colmenares, the man they call El Terrible, picking up from the legendary Eric Morales. Marshal has to get inside that long reach of Colmenares to be able to make some kind of effect.
Almost managed it there, just stepped onto the inside, but couldn't quite find the home for the left hand. That jab was pretty effective from Colmenares, but Martial's just closed the gap the last few seconds.
Marshal connecting with the left hand. He's got to put pressure. That jab of Colmenares is going to be there to wave him off. Colmenares connecting with the left hand. Here's Marshal opening up. He's closing in the gap. Colmenares just has to keep on punching. Otherwise, he's going to leave himself wide open for Marshal to attack. That's exactly what Marshal wants to do.
And round 1.
Round 1 in the books.
Things got really interesting towards the end of that round, didn't they? Because, there's a little nick on the corner of the left eye there of Colmenares. Not quite sure how that's happened. Maybe we'll get a look in a replay. There's no great consequence, the blood are unclear of the eye, but he just closed the distance, as you said, to towards the end there and managed to get that left hand away.
Our Points of the Round is brought to you by the Philippine Sports Commission.
And when he's on the inside, Colmenares, he looks like he stands up quite straight and that chin comes up in the air a bit. So if Martial can get to that closer range, he'll have a target to aim for.
That assault was initiated by a body attack by the trainer of Colmenares, Andy Torrealba. And important for Martial to continue to attack the body, let the arms go down, and then the head will open up as a target for Ymir. Colmenares shooting that left jab and then following it up with the right. Martial needs to put pressure. He can't fight it from a distance. He's not going to be able to reach Colmenares.
But Ymir feels like he's got the range down pat.
He's got to take a step closer.
He did it very, very well there because the feet were quick. The jab was a little bit slow from Colmenares and he was on him straight away and he looks dangerous when he gets onto the inside there.
Blood is streaming down from that cut near the left eye of Colmenares.
And just there, that's where he stands up a bit tall, Colmenares. He throws that left hand and the weight goes into his heels and the chin comes up in the air a little bit. If he can get nice and tight, Martial, then he can do some damage here. Colmenares has got to keep jabbing. He's allowed Martial to get the fight at mid-range now, and he's going to cancel hands like that. If he does that, he's got to get it back on the outside and try and shoot that jab.
Martial is aware that the opening is going to come after Colmenares throws that right hand. After he throws that right hand, then he's open for a counter from the left hand. Martial. Here comes Martial.
Ymir is finding his target here.
He's certainly close to him. He's moving closer and closer to his target. He's finding the range.
That's exactly it. You hit the nail on the head. He's found the range perfectly now. He's locking on the Colmenares. He's just got to take his feet out and just keep throwing that lead left hand. If he trains with him on the inside here, it's going to be great for us to watch. But I don't think long term it's going to be great for him. That cut's opened up a bit wider, I think, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. And again, he's really not going to his jab, talking about Colmenares.
But Martial is goading him to go toe-to-toe. That's exactly what Martial wants him to do.
And he's obliging, which is making for a really, really good fight to watch. Colmenares just swinging that right hand. Good finish to the round as he just sticks his tongue out.
The crowd loving that second round. The action has definitely picked up. As we have the exchange of the round brought to you by the International Boxing Association.
So far, 2 good rounds here for Ymir Martial. As he's been able to find his distance, move in closer. Colmenares is actually slugging it out with Martial, almost as though saying, okay, let's find out who's the stronger between the two of us. And for Martial, that's the perfect antidote. That's what he wants.
I don't think that's a good plan for Colmenares. I really don't, but you can see that he's game, can't you? You can see that he fancies it. He's got plenty of fighting spirit, but ultimately he's playing Martial's game there.
Martial is also doing a good job of moving around Colmenares just to move away from that very pesky left jab. He's got to move away from that jab.
over to the right hand.
He's got to keep throwing that jab with some authority, Colmenares. That's the key here for him, because Martial's just waiting for him to neglect it a bit or forget about it almost, and he'll be straight on him.
You can see Yumir just biding his time. Well, Colmenares has that right hand cocked. He's waiting for Martial to make his move. Once he comes closer, you know what Colmenares is going to try to do. He's going to throw that right hand. Nice change of levels there from Martial. Left hand coming in here for Martial through the defense. Nice connection there by Yumir. Colmenares is trying to back up, but finally cleared his head.
It's a good response from Colmenares. He's out a solid left hand and finds himself at the end of another combination here. He wants to mix it up on the inside, and he's having some success. That's a lovely drive from him.
Flurry of punches here coming from Colmenares. Martial got back to the right. Martial holding on. Gets tied once again. That's what I was saying earlier. Martial is vulnerable. He can go down. He has gone down. And now a knockdown has been scored by Colmenares.
And it's that first right hand that was the problem, because you can see him try and hold on to Colmenares and just ride it out, and then he just shrugged him off and hit him again. The accumulation of blows to send it down, so he just needs to try and get through this. Martial.
But he just might survive this round to clear the cobwebs.
And I think that was a strong statement made by Colmenares. He's not going to go away. He's got power. He can match the power of Martial. And he has scored the first knockdown in this fight.
He looks okay there though, when you look at him on his stool. The eyes look clear, he knows exactly where he is and what's going on, but he was hurt by that first right hand, and then it followed up and he got clipped by another one.
But he got up and then he went down again. So you can see that he was clearly stunned.
In terms of the scorecards, things are now even.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Take a look at what happened here. He got smacked by the right hand, and that buzzed him. And then he tried to hold on. Colmenares pushed him away, attacked with the body. That was a big right hand scored by Colmenares. Martial left himself wide open for that shot. Oh!
He just got a bit careless on the inside there, basically. It's not really the kind of punch that he should have been letting through. Causing some big problems. You can see the confidence of Colmenares now is really, really strong.
Now he's going for the kill. Colmenares is. And he's got Martial fighting on the defensive. Martial is not throwing. Now he throws.
But Colmenares has got to be worried about also punching himself out here. Nice right there by Martial.
He connected that time with Colmenares. Fans are up on their feet.
Solid left. Martial coming up strong here.
This is what the fans came out to watch.
It's got to be careful though. Those are good solid shots that he he's landed, but Colmenares took those well. You can see a couple of them just vibrate all the way down to his boots, but he didn't really give too much ground.
Marshall holding on. Let's see how much more he can give. Colmenares continues to be on the attack.
Good movement defensively there shown by Colmenares as he goes back on the attack.
Colmenares is deadly with either hand. Colmenares connected with the right. Marshall also connected.
Marshall trying to pour it on. The crowd on their feet.
This is a hell of a round. There's still got a minute remaining in it. They both put an awful lot into this. Colmenares came out brimming with confidence, looking to try and round home the advantage. Marshall's felt the need to really make a reply.
And we still got the prospect of 6 more rounds.
Colmenares showing tremendous ability to take a punch. As we said, he's never been knocked out in his career. He's lost twice, all from close decisions. Here comes Marshall, his team.
Crowd loving it. Colmenares fighting right back.
Just hung for a few seconds there, Colmenares, as though he might be about to unravel slightly, but he's just holding his feet and letting his hands go. What a fantastic 3 minutes it has been. Absolutely sensational stuff.
This is definitely the best round of the evening.
Neither fighter backed down. That was all-out assault from both men inside that ring. Unbelievable exchanges. Fast and furious, hot and heavy.
And you just wonder what kind of effect that's had as one of them put a dent in the other. Marshall was pretty good in the corner there. I'm just trying to get a look at Colmenares as we watch these replays.
Count of the round brought to you by the Philippine Sports Commission.
Colmenares took some hard shots from Marshall. Never was in danger of going down, however. Big left, and then the right. Another left hand coming from Marshall.
They were going toe to toe.
Oh, unbelievable exchanges. Those are bombs being detonated inside that ring. And the cornermen of Julio Marshall giving instructions to Julio Marshall. Keep his voice, keep his composure, and show that strength.
This is a really close fight through 4 rounds. It's for the WBC International Middleweight title, a vacant title, so we'll get open scoring, won't we? We'll get the judges' scores for the first 4 rounds in probably about a round's time.
Correct. At the end of the 5th.
They'll be tight, won't they? You'd imagine, anyway.
I would think so.
Action has slowed down a little bit here at the beginning of the 5th. No doubt both these fighters gave it their all.
4 rounds. Blue corner from Judge A, 38-37. Judges B and C for the red corner, 38-37.
Well, there you heard it. Marshall with a slight advantage on 2 of the 3 judges. And he's pouring it on. At the very least, he wants to widen the gap score-wise. Colmenares made of stern stuff.
He absolutely is. This is a savage onslaught from Marcial, but Colmenares has taken these well so far, but we're just past the halfway stage in round 5.
Marshall needs to be careful that he doesn't punch himself out. But he's going to knock out by you.
Colmenares in trouble.
He's not fighting back.
that just crashes through. Colmenares somehow manages to stay upright here. He's got a real chin on him. This is such a good fight.
There's Marshall continuing to pour it on. Very little reaction or retaliation on the part of Colmenares. That gun is opened up badly.
His eyes look a little glazed though. Talking about Colmenares.
Marshall needs one more big push. And he cannot allow Colmenares to regroup. Colmenares is beginning to regain his strength.
Those eyes are clear now for Colmenares. And he comes up with a nice big right. Another right. And Marshall seems to be in trouble. What a round.
These last two rounds have been absolutely incredible action. They really have. And this will be a Martial round, but he got caught towards the end there. Colmenares, who looked dead on his feet, didn't he? Just somehow got through it and then provided a response.
We all need this break.
Napakishare na po ng live natin. Maganda na din yung laban natin. Meron pa tayong main event ha. Katapos.
Pizza Hut, we're all about pizza love. Each slice is made with care and quality ingredients, with mouth-watering flavors and a balance of softness and crunch in our crust. Feel the love in every bite of our pan pizza, only at Pizza Hut. Round number 6, the fans are loving every single round of this one. And you still got the main event to come.
Colmenares might have regained his composure. Marshall connecting. Marshall's not throwing as much as he did in the previous round.
I think now he's trying to pace himself just a little bit.
He certainly is. Might have punched himself out in the previous round. He threw everything he had, and Colmenares never went down. And Colmenares is also ghosting. Big shot landed by Marshall. Colmenares' hands are down.
There's a left.
Colmenares is shaken up.
This is really good for Martial because he didn't come out all guns blazing. As I said, he could have gone into that previous round, but he's being circumspect. But still very aggressive, picking his punches really well. And Colmenares ate an awful lot of leather in that previous 2 rounds, and it's gone through none of the effects.
And now Marshall going to the body, being real methodical about this one.
Colmenares appears to be losing steam at this stage. He's taking a lot of punishment. Both fighters are resting. They're both tired. It's going to come down to who wants it more, who will have more gas in the tank down the stretch.
Glancing left. Another glancing left.
This is a coasting round here for Colmenares. He's letting this round go by, hoping that he can regain his strength in the next round. For Marshall, it's an opportunity for him to keep striking.
I think he's doing the right thing here though, Martial, because he's winning this round without going crazy, without putting an enormous amount into it. And I know that it's easy to feel like he should just try and rally around into it. It's not there and nothing.
Clearly hurt Colmenares. He almost went down. But he rolled up. But he just might survive this round.
Another do the trick. And a better save for Manares. What a comeback down here for Marshall after he almost went down again late in the previous round. Clearly, Marshall widening his lead in the scorecards. As we take a look at the body shot, this is brought to you by the smart Araneta Coliseum.
And there's that left hand into the pit of the stomach, and I thought he might go down to a knee there. He's full of heart, Colmenares. He's got plenty of ability as well, but this is getting hard now because he's being chipped away at. That was a good round for Martial. He did go mad by now, I would say, but a decent enough margin on two of them. But he's just got to keep the hammer down here, keep the pressure on.
See what Colmenares does here in this round. He didn't start the round smiling this time. There was a worried look on his face. Both fighters again taking their time, not rushing things. Marshall coming a little bit closer here. Always in the back of his mind to narrow that gap between him and Colmenares. Colmenares is hardly throwing, by the way. He's looking to just defend himself. Big overhand right from Marshall.
This is the first 10 rounders of Martial, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And that's always worth thinking about, because you have to work your way through it, and this is a tough fight, but he's in there with somebody who's come with ambition, who can punch a bit, certainly. He's showing us again here, and you will be a bit worried about your gas tank. You don't want to blow it too early in the piece. I'm sure that's on his mind and just causing him to take his foot off the gas at times. He'll want to be able to finish strong. But having said that, when you get the opportunity to take somebody out, you need to try and do it, and these are other things of common experience, aren't they? I think he did go for it a couple of times. He probably felt it wasn't quite there.
Marshall being urged to continue to attack the body. Colmenares is beginning to throw punches once more, and he's hitting its target. Marshall now in trouble. Marshall almost going down. He looks very, very tired, and so does Colmenares. What a great practice! This is a war of attrition.
Solid left hand there from Marciano. I think has picked up a bit of damage to that right eye. This is just terrific stuff. Colmenares, you have to tip your hat to him because he's been up against it for the last few rounds, but look at him go.
He comes up with a flurry of his own there. Nice. Really like they're made of lead. That's Colmenares. But he's willing himself to give it that one last ounce of strength to get back in the game. Clearly one of the best fights of the year. Colmenares trying to steal this round with a late flurry. Both fighters look really gassed as we step away.
Wala.
Kahit anong round dito, pwedeng may matumbak. Pero Colmenares lang yan. Stay tuned din lang po at pakishare tong live natin para mas
Body shot of the round brought to you by the smart Araneta Coliseum. This has been one heck of a battle.
ito round
as we enter round number 8.
Nangyari.
Marshall is probably thinking what Pacquiao would be doing, at this stage.
And at the same time, you have to be able to think you might have to go the full route of 10 rounds.
I think he has to have that in his mind now. That's most likely what's going to happen because he's hit Colmenares with some very, very solid shots, and every now and again he's come a little bit loose, but always managed to get himself back together, and he's still very dangerous himself. So he's got to stay as tight and as compact as he can. Look after himself in there, but go out and win these rounds. What a good card we've had though tonight. These fights have been very well matched, really good action all the way through, and this has been the best of the lot.
As we've often said, this is going to be a triumph of the human spirit. Senator Manny Pacquiao is watching at ringside. Javier Marshall doing everything he can to will himself to win this fight. On his birthday at that, his 30th birthday.
You can't even say that these two are running on fumes at this stage.
One big push. That's what the bats are hoping. Javier Marshall will give it that last big effort to bring down Colmenares.
I think they're going to cut some of that loose tape.
Just look at him go back to the corner there, Colmenares. He's staggering almost. He is absolutely done. He's got nothing left at all, but what he has got left is just the pure heart and desire and grit and determination to get through this. It's fantastic to watch, it really is. And he's having a pretty good round here too.
But this is a good rest for him.
A good rest for both of them, in fact. Who's going to pick up their second win?
Big shot here by Colmenares, but he's missing. Colmenares coming out of that rest period, smoking.
Marshall took that right hand well, but those are not the kinds of punches you want to be shipping at this stage of a fight. Another one there gets through.
That defense of Marshall looking very porous at this stage as he's getting smacked by Colmenares.
Colmenares is scoring a whole lot here.
Yeah, it's a burst of energy on the part of Colmenares.
That's a great comeback for Marshall. This is going to be real tough for the judges to score.
Malaban pa rin si Colmenares. And on round 8.
Exceptional battle once again in that last round.
Naku, wag naman.